My friend Janis has never actually shot a Coues deer. He's guided hunts for them, and he's glassed up hundreds and gutted more than a few, but never actually hunted them himself. On this trip into Mexico, we're fixing that. I'm Steven Rinella. To me, hunting isn't only about the pursuit of an animal. It's about who we are and what we're made of. I live to hunt and hunt to live. I am a meat eater. I'm on a private ranch down in Old Mexico with my pal and colleague, Janis. We're after Coues deer, an animal whose name itself is mysterious. Called everything from Coues to cows to Coues, it's a small whitetail subspecies of the desert and shares its home with another fine game animal, the javelina or collared peccary. A short, squat, teeth-clacking little mammal that's pig-like in appearance and spunky in temperament. Coues are notoriously challenging to find. They're the gray ghosts. But we've gained access to some perfect ranch land through Colburn and Scott Outfitters, who Janis used to work for. We've got more square miles to roam than we'd ever be able to hunt in one trip. We get a lift to the approximate center of the property. Along the way, our driver tells us of a traditional dish called tatemado, a Mexican stew that they make with a blend of Coues deer and javelina. If we bring back one of each, he says, the ranch's most avid cook will fix us an old-school tatemado dinner.
The first time I came to Mexico and just backpacked and slept on the beach and fished for a month. And I always associate this place with kind of like an adventure, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think we also like it too because it feels like an unspoiled hunting ground.
Yeah, it really does. It's like going back in time.
We're just 60 miles south of Arizona, but it feels like we've fallen back in time about 150 years.
God, it's beautiful up here. Look at all this ground.
Somewhere out there is a vaquero or two camping out on horseback while they search for cattle. But aside from that, Janis and I have the place to ourselves. First morning of the hunt, and there's more ground than two guys could possibly hope to cover in a few days.
Glassing for Coues deer, you have to just constantly remind yourself that, like, on that hill you're looking at, there are deer there that you are not seeing. Keep looking.
Nice thing about hunting Coues deer too is, you know, like when you're hunting mule deer, there's this sense of urgency in the morning. Like, gotta find them, gotta find them, gotta find them, because they're gonna be gone. They're gonna bed down. Coues deer, it's like, it ain't even started yet.
Right.
Coues are one of the toughest big game animals to hunt. For starters, they're notoriously difficult to find. Even when you're looking at them, you can barely see them. It's like they're translucent or visually slippery. 1 second they're right there, then they vanish.
I got a deer.
Buck or doe?
I'm not sure. God, I feel like I got the scope up there pretty fast. I don't think he would have made it over the top, but
Just gone, huh?
makes me mad.
About ready for another view, Yanni.
I feel ya.
Just, we got so much ground at our disposal.
I don't feel like my Coues eyes have really,
Developed yet?
to really say that I should be seeing more.
Trying to spot Coues deer is all about being patient. You go back to that same hill you just looked at again and again, then slow down and look at it yet again.
There he is. Ooh, that's a good buck. Ooh, yeah, man. See him, Yanni?
8-pointer?
Yeah.
How you count the antler tines on a buck depends on where you're from. There are all sorts of idiosyncrasies, different methods for eastern and western hunters, different methods for mule deer and whitetail. Janis and I learned to hunt in Michigan, where you pretty much tally up every tine or prong big enough to hang a wedding ring on it. With that strategy, you'll get what we call 14-point bucks with racks that would fit inside a 5-gallon bucket.
I'd shoot that buck.
The first good buck we spot is a Michigan 8, patrolling a windy hillside well outside of range.
I think right now your plan might be to just think about if he comes 100 yards closer.
Because really, I can almost make 100 yards by just getting out to that rock outcropping to the right. If he's heading for the saddle,
I'll keep an eye on him.
okay.
Man, that's a sleek-looking buck, man. He'd look good in the freezer and on the bookshelf. He's got everything going for him.
He's 387 yards. But it's definitely too windy for that shot. Now he's walking towards us.
He's cooking right along now. Shoot. Where is Janis?
He's behind this rock.
You gotta be kidding me.
Janis is all set up for a shot when the deer comes into range, but the wind never lies down, and the Coues never stops long enough for Janis to get off a clean shot.
How close did he pass to you?
300.
3? Why didn't you shoot him when he came by?
Because he never stopped.
Well, don't just make a grunt noise so he stops. Crying out loud.
I mean, you probably would have found that little instant of time to slip one in there, but...
Well, I would have went, bruh,
Brr.
bruh. And you know he would have stood stock still.
Yeah, maybe.
Not maybe. Yanni. I'm gonna rest my eyes a minute.
You're not disappointed, are you?
Yeah, I'm real disappointed.
Come on.
Bruh. Here's what it would have sounded like. I've got it now. Bruh. Buck down. You got him.
That sounds like you hit him in the belly.
Okay, then. Bruh. There it is. Bruh.
Second day of the hunt. Janis and I decide to split up in an effort to glass more ground. It can be particularly beneficial to have another set of eyes when putting a stalk on a Coues, but the allure of all this unmolested terrain is too great. We want to see as much as possible.
The big buck from yesterday has yet to show himself. It's about 1. My eyeballs are starting to feel like they're gonna fall out of their sockets. Sun's blazing. I haven't seen a deer for a while.
Some of the grass out here is almost 5 feet high, way taller than the Coues. That's why you can spend a whole day looking at a hillside that holds maybe a dozen deer without ever finding a buck. Or you'll glimpse a buck and then you'll never see it again.
There's the first deer of the day. She's bedded down. shoot, he's gonna get away. Damn it.
What I think is the buck from last night is out and about again. He's a really tall buck. Might have to go in there and get a closer look. It'll get me off this rock.
Janis spots what he hopes is a good mature buck on a distant hill. A mile away, and things are looking up for me as well. I get lucky and manage to re-find the buck and doe I spotted earlier.
He's just to the left of her. He's got a little bit of brush in front of him. Oh, he's up. There they go. Now he's out of view. While he's chasing her around, I'm gonna try to get into a different spot.
On closer inspection, Janis's buck only gets better looking. Sure enough, it's a mature and beautiful animal.
He's 340 yards right now. He was just up on his tippy toes, which means he's passed on his jeans. So now I'll feel a little less bad if I get to shoot him and kill him and eat him tonight. It's 5 o'clock now. I'm gonna give it till 5:30. And if it doesn't look like it's gonna happen, I'm gonna slip into the ravine and slip onto the ridge that's basically halfway between us and them and try to peek over the top.
After watching his buck for an hour, bedded down in a thicket, and with evening approaching, Janis decides to press his luck. He makes a move to get in super close and just hopes to have an angle for a shot before the buck figures out he's there and spooks.
Just in the nick of time. I don't know what got him all spooky. Maybe he heard us and the sound bounced off the hill. But whatever it was brought him out of the thicket and up towards the horizon.
Meanwhile, for me, my all-day stalk has come up empty.
That's him for sure. Doggone, how'd you get way up there? The buck that used to be hanging out right here below me has moved way up valley. Evening's coming on, and I've spent my entire day right in this little vicinity.
For Janis, he couldn't be happier with his first Coues.
Nice! Look yeah! Dude, that thing's sweet. Isn't it? God, these things are small. Every time I walk up to them, I'm like, that's what I've been looking at? No wonder you can't find them when they go in that grass. You couldn't ask for anything better than that.
No.
First koozie.
Day 3 of our hunt for Coues deer in Sonora, Mexico. Yesterday, Janis managed to bag his first Coues ever, and now I'm hoping to get one of my own. Today we decided to stick together. If we find a good-looking buck a long ways off, I'm gonna want Janis' help keeping track of him while I try to put a stalk on.
There's that doe running back out of there. Or if that buck's chasing her. There he is. He's out in view. That's like a mature deer, man. Oh, what's that?
A doe. He kicked up another deer.
Ah, so he's got some company in there.
It's about noon. I kind of feel like if we're serious,
We should go into their zone.
yeah.
We set out in pursuit of a buck who's harassing a small harem of does. They're more than 1,000 yards off, so we're gonna close some distance before we commit to any particular strategy. Slinking in the first 300 yards is easy, but then comes the tough part, re-finding the buck.
I feel like I see an ear in there. I do see an ear in there.
When we eventually spot him, he's still way out. As I make my way down and back up again to get into surefire shooting range, Janis keeps tabs on the buck. The animal sits for a while, meanders, feeds a bit, and then moments before I get to my spot, he gets struck by whatever strikes a rutting buck, and he sets off on a beeline course for some faraway doe that'll hopefully be more receptive to his overtures.
Oh, no. Janis is down there waving me off like something happened. Deer's gone, buck's gone. He's gonna be bummed. How could he have spent so much time there and then he leaves minutes before I get there?
I know.
Let's go back in and resume looking where we were looking this morning. Just from a fresh perspective.
From this ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Afternoon shadows get longer, and I'm fixated on trying to glass up one more buck before it's too late. But then I get a reminder about our culinary obligations in the form of some chubby little black dots that go waddling across a nearby ridgeline.
Oh, javelina.
We should go kill one.
I think we should.
If you blow your call, it's gonna be awfully hard to get a nice clean broadside shot to the lungs.
They charge you.
Yeah. But they're over that next ridge. Should we just go for the sneak attack?
Let's check it out. Once you shot, it was kind of over. It took right off.
Yeah.
That's like a javelina. That's like a full, I mean, the boars get a little bit bigger, but I mean, that's like a...
That's a javelina?
That's a javelina. This isn't. That's a suckling javelina.
Yeah,
I'd rather eat mine.
Yeah.
What do you think about all these first, Janis?
Pretty cool.
Janis bagged his first Coues deer yesterday, and now he's got his first javelina as well. I've butchered a few of these before, but for Janis, it's a crash course in javelina cleaning by headlamp.
Man, feeling like a rookie with my first javelina here. I don't know my anatomy.
Javelina is not commonly thought of as good tasting meat, at least in the US. But as it so often goes, that opinion only exists because a lot of people don't know how to handle it in the field or in the kitchen. We fulfill our half of the bargain by bringing back to the ranch a Coues deer and a couple of javelina. Our reward, tatemado, an old family recipe from the south of Mexico. Chilies, onions, tomatoes, garlic, and other spices get blended, then strained into a paste to coat the meat.
In this ranch, when all the vaqueros go and run all the cows,
Oh, like a cattle roundup.
yep, you cook the tatemado. It's a traditional right here.
The breaded ring around the tatemado pot serves two purposes. It forms a seal so that no moisture escapes, and it acts as a visual kitchen timer. When the dough darkens and turns to a coffee color, it's time to eat.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get spicy.
Oh, that's good.
Muy bueno. Very good. Thank you.
Man, I like Mexico so much. I like the food, I like the people, and I always associate this place with just kind of like an adventure, you know?
I'm pretty excited about my first Coues deer, but I might be more excited the fact that I get to eat my first Coues deer tomato style.
Tastes different than anything I've ever had.
First times. There's something we always love about them. First kiss, first deer, first car. The older you get, though, those firsts threaten to become a little less monumental. But that shouldn't keep you from losing hope, from pressing on in search of that next great thing you haven't done yet. Out there, beyond that door, lies a world of things worth trying that you haven't yet gotten around to. Go. Yeah, you. Go.